Have you ever looked for a quick and easy way to create a 3D text in Illustrator? If your answer is yes, then you're in the right place. Hi there everyone, my name is Andrei Marius, and in this Envato Tuts Plus tutorial, I will show you how to create this 3D text effect using Adobe Illustrator. For this tutorial, you will need this Etna font from Envato Elements, so make sure to check out Envato Elements, where with a simple subscription you can get unlimited access to millions of creative digital assets such as music, graphics, photos, fonts, and many more. You can subscribe right now with the link in the description. Let's open Illustrator to create a new document. Select pixels from this drop-down menu, set the width to 850 and the height to 600. Make sure that the color mode is set to RGB and the resolution to 72 pixels per inch, and then create your new document. You can press Ctrl and 0 to fit the artboard on the entire screen. And before we start the work on the text effect, let's go to Window in the menu bar and open the Appearance panel, the Color panel, the Gradient panel, the Layers panel, the Swatches panel, the Transparency panel, and don't forget the Character panel. Once you're done and all your panels are opened, you can start by selecting the Rectangle tool from your toolbar. Simply click on your artboard to create a new shape. Set the width to 860 and the height to 610. Click OK to create this new shape. Select the stroke and remove the color. Select the fill and replace the color with 255, 180 and 0. Grab the move tool and use it to move this shape so it covers your entire artboard. When you are done, you can go to the Layers panel and lock this shape to make sure that you will not select or move it by accident. And then select the Type tool from your toolbar and focus on the Character panel, where you can set the settings for the text that you are about to add. Select the Etna font, set the size to 250, increase the tracking to 100, and then click on your artboard to type in Hoyo, which means hole in Spanish. Press the Escape key to easily switch to the Move tool. Move your text roughly in the center of the artboard. Let's change the color of the text to 255, 150 and 0. And then press Ctrl C to copy it, as you will need a copy later. And go to Effect, 3D and Rotate. Select Isometric Top from this drop-down menu. Keep the surface set to no shading. Click OK to apply this effect, and then go to Object and Expand Appearance to expand this effect. Now you need to ungroup this resulting group of shapes, so press Shift Ctrl and G. Continue with Ctrl Alt and 7, which will release this clipping mask, and one more time Shift Ctrl and G to ungroup this group. Select this shape which served as the clipping mask and delete it. And then select the rest of the shapes that make up your text and turn them into a compound path by going to Object, Compound Path and Make, or by using the Ctrl and A keyboard shortcut. Having this compound path selected, let's go to Effect, Stylize and Drop Shadow to apply a subtle drop shadow effect. Change the blend mode to Soft Light, lower the opacity to 50%, set the offset values to 0 and 2, lower the blur to 0 and change the color to white, and then click OK to apply this effect. Now press Ctrl and F to add that copy of the text in the same location. Change the color for this text to 153, 153 and again 153, and then go to Effect, 3D, Extrude and Bevel. Select Isometric Top from this drop-down menu. Set the extrude depth to 150. Make sure that the surface is set to plastic shading, and then click this More Options button. Set these settings to 100, 20, 60, 90 and 25. Don't forget to check this Draw Hidden Faces box. Click OK to apply the effect, and then go to Object, Expand Appearance to expand it. Pick the Direct Selection tool from your toolbar, hold down the Shift key and select all the shapes that make up the top side of your text, and then press the Delete key to remove them. Switch back to the Move tool, and for the beginning select your compound path from the Layers panel, press Ctrl C and then Ctrl Shift and V to add a copy in the same place on top of the rest of your design. Focus on the Appearance panel, select the fill and replace the color with white, and then select this drop shadow effect and remove it. Now hold down the Shift key to select your white compound path along with this group of shapes. Click the white compound path, which will highlight it and make it the reference shape, and then click this button from the Control panel, which will align your group of shapes with the top edge of your white compound path. Having these two selected, let's move to the Transparency panel, where we can use this white compound path as an opacity mask. All you have to do is click this Make Mask button, which will mask your group, and then let's change the blend mode to Exclusion. Finally, let's add a saddle texture for this design, so unlock your background shape, select it, press Ctrl C to copy it, and then Ctrl Shift and V to add a copy on top of the entire design. Click this gradient thumbnail to easily fill your new shape with a linear gradient, and then set the angle to 45 degrees and focus on the gradient sliders. Double click this one to change the color with black. Select this other gradient slider and lower the opacity to 0%, and then move to the Appearance panel, change the blend mode for this fill to Overlay, and then add a second fill using this button. Make sure that you have it selected, change the color to black, and then go to Effect, Artistic and Firm Grain. Move these sliders to 20, 0 and 10, click OK to apply the effect, and return to the Appearance panel to lower the opacity for this black fill to 7% and change the blend mode to Overlay. With this final touch, your design is complete. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Remember to hit that like button as it helps me know that I did a good job. Subscribe if you aren't already, and don't forget to click the little bell icon to be notified of any new tutorials. If you are looking to learn even more, you can always check out some of the many tutorials that Envato Tuts Plus has to offer. I'm Andrei Marius, and I'll see you in the next video.